Hello everybody, welcome to another True Review. Today I'm bringing you Castle Invasion Thrown Out on the Xbox One. Now I did a True's first review of this a few days ago, my genuine first impressions of the game, and my impressions haven't really changed that much, to be honest with you. It was what I thought it was going to be. So it's only priced at $3.99 in the UK, which is very, very reasonably priced, so obviously take that into consideration for what you actually are getting for your money here. Now you have 50 levels, you play as, looks like kind of an archer in a green hood, and I will call him an archer because you predominantly use bows or crossbows for the majority of the time of the game, although there is other weapons as well. And you've come into the possession of a castle. King of the land wants your castle for nondescript plot reasons, as the pun-lined story tells you, basically, and you simply have to defend it. It's kind of a castle defense game or a tower defense game, but you don't actually place towers down or buy towers. You actually defend the castle yourself by just simply moving up and down on the screen around the arc of the castle's battlements. And you simply start off with a bow, which is pretty slow firing, pretty rubbish range, and you have to protect it from peasants. You've got a health bar at the top left of the screen, and you've got a progression bar of how far the waves progressed on the right of the screen. You know, things we've seen before in these kinds of games, so nothing special there. You start off pretty simplistic with a simple bow with simple enemies who just trudge towards you. Then gradually you are introduced to more and more enemies, such as dwarves who are very speedy. You have jesters who throw bombs when they get in range. There's magic users who are cloaked and appear close to the wall, who could be pretty nasty, to be honest with you. There's ninjas who transition from lane to lane, so they're a bit erratic and harder to hit. There's knights, which can only be damaged by your heavy spear weapon. Something else I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, there's miners who pain in the arse, to be honest with you. They ton wonder, and you have to shoot them when they appear for a brief period of time and hopefully take them out. And the final enemy I can think of now, it's not really an enemy, it's an innocent villager who gets in the way. Basically, he's drunk and he's no threat whatsoever other than blocking your line of sight on the other enemies. But if you do shoot him, he will throw his mug of ale at your castle wall, which does a massive amount of damage. So whilst he's not strictly an enemy, he will be an enemy if you do accidentally shoot him. But yeah, there's a huge variety of enemies there, and as I mentioned, there's certain weapons that you do use. You've got the bow, which is your regular weapon, which is decent range, decent damage. There's the crossbow, which is rapid fire, longer range but weaker damage. It's the heavy spear, which is slow but strong, and we have the slingshot, which you get introduced very late on, which is kind of like an area of effect kind of cluster of a shot, which is really powerful towards the end of the game. And you basically defend your castle wave after wave, and amass gold, which buys you upgrades which increase the strength, range, speed that the weapons that you have operate at. Every 10 levels we do have a boss battle. For a simple game, they have some pretty decent boss battles. My personal favourite was, I think it's a troll or an ogre. I'll call it a troll. It's got armour on, and you have to remove the armour in different places. It's head, arm, knee, body armour with the heavy spear, and then it becomes vulnerable, and then you have to shoot it with the other weapons. I found that quite a clever boss. And we've also got kind of like a ninja guy who actually erects barricades and puts pumpkins up. I'm not sure why the pumpkins, but puts pumpkins up in the way, and you have to take him out. He's probably the most difficult boss, if I'm honest with you. But yeah, the bosses are pretty decent. The other type of level that we do have is we have a timed attack level, where you get awarded your maximum amount of stars by clearing the level in a set amount of time. These are strangely, you control the spawn rate of the enemies by simply depressing the left or right trigger to increase or decrease it accordingly. You actually control the flow of enemies on that one, which is quite a unique way of doing it, and those levels can be a little bit tricky at first until you get a hand on that mechanic. The other type of levels again are night levels, where your bow and arrow is replaced by a flaming bow and arrow, and you have to keep torches lit to illuminate the area in front of your castle. If you let them go out, there's complete pitch black and you can't see what's coming, so they offer a bit of tactical variety. In terms of challenge, it's not that difficult, if I'm honest with you. You can repeat levels to earn more gold and plough more money into upgrades. The upgrades themselves, once you've purchased them, are permanent, so you can replay lower levels with those increased statistics on your weapons that you would have had at that time in the game. In terms of progression, you have to earn 3 stars per level. You've got your basic 1-star for clearing level, and then the 2nd and 3rd star can be for a multitude of different tasks, whether by not taking damage, keeping the castle above a certain amount of health, maybe not letting a certain enemy hit the wall, or maybe having a certain accuracy level from your weapons, or even not using certain weapons. So there's quite a number of tasks there that you have to complete, and you don't have to complete them all in one go. Thankfully, you can focus on one and then replay the level and focus on the one that you missed out on. Graphically, very, very nice cartoony style. It's a little bit basic animation, there's not an awful lot going on there, but nice cartoony visual style, big, bold, bright, vibrant graphics there. Enemies clearly defined, not much going on in the foreground or background graphics, but it nicely depicts like a field of battle approaching your castle there. Sound wise, I'm not sure where they've got the sound from. The actual musical track, I don't know if anybody watches it, but I watch a program on Twitch called Critical Role on Geek and Sundry, and they actually use the same music they use for their battle music. I'm not sure if the developers are a fan there, or it's just coincidental. As far as I understand, it is free to use music, so that's probably why it's happened. Maybe a coincidence, they maybe are a fan of Critical Role, I don't know, but it's really epic music, epic battle music. Kind of doesn't fit the style of the game in terms of the cartoony graphics, but nevertheless it's a cracking piece of music there. Basically a fun game. $3.99, you're gonna clear it in a few hours. It's probably gonna take about 4, maybe 5 hours to do it, a few repeat levels to get the stars that you missed there. But yeah, $3.99, you can't go wrong. It's not gonna be a game you're gonna be playing in a month's time, but whilst you are playing it, you're gonna enjoy it. And for $3.99, what more do you want really? You can't really buy much nowadays for $3.99, so I highly recommend this game. I'm gonna give Castle Invasion Thrown Out a cracking 4 out of 5. I think it does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a nice budget title that's fun, highly playable, and yeah, you'll enjoy it while you're playing it. So I hope you enjoyed that review, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.